Alright, YouTube, it's me again. Wanted to do a video on cleaning the AR-15 because a lot of people, well, not so much lately, but there are still some people that think that ARs aren't reliable. So I want to do a cleaning video on it. I got a timer going, trying to keep this within 9 minutes. I'm probably gonna have to do 2 parts. First thing I want to talk about with cleaning the AR is the T-brush. Okay. This is a T-brush, alright? A lot of people think it's called a T-brush because when you go like this, you got this and it makes a T. Yeah, that's not it making a T, alright? Well, it makes a T when you lock this so it doesn't spin, and you put a rod through this hole, okay? Then you put the chamber brush on the end of it right here, okay? This is the chamber brush. And what this is going to do is it's going to clean the hell out of that really nasty chamber, right? It's really hard to get into the chamber of this because you got the star chamber, you got all those lugs in there. You just dip it in some hops. This is what I do. I'll dip it in some solvent, push it down in there, and then just turn it. Okay. Now that's getting rid of all the carbon where in copper fouling where the barrels, where the round sits in the chamber, and that's real important for extracting and getting double feeds. If you don't want double feeds, clean the fucking chamber out, and this is how you're supposed to do it. Okay, you make a T with the T brush. All right. Put some solvent on it, put the chamber brush on it, stick it in there, and spin it around in circles. And this does a real good job of cleaning that out. Next thing I want to talk about is a bore snake versus cleaning patches. Okay, yeah, the bore snake, you can get these from hops, and you run the weight down your barrel, and when it comes out the other side, you pull it through, and this does eliminate your old school bristle brush. Okay, it does eliminate that. It does a better job than that because it has 2 sets of bristle brushes in there. Some of you probably already seen these, but for those of you that haven't, here you go. But it's got these bristles in it, and then as you run this through here, it takes a lot of the carbon out. So run this through there, through your barrel a couple of times. But what I like to do is I'll set the barrel on something, or the upper receiver on something to where it's draining out, and all of it's going down the barrel. All that hops I put in there is running down the barrel right now. I need to lean it on something to where, okay, here we go, to where it's facing down, right? All right, so the bore snake doesn't eliminate patches though. Okay, you gotta have patches. And you can use the old standard patch holder, and you want to run these down your barrel in the direction of travel of the bullet. Reason being, if you run them the opposite way, and your cleaning rods aren't fully connected, and there's a little gap here, that can chip the crown on the end of your barrel and ruin it. Okay, so always go in the direction of the bullet. And you'll notice also, I have a stab jags out here. Okay, these stab jags, I said you can use the standard cleaning one where it runs the patch down there, or you can use a stab jag. And how these work is you just stab a patch over them, and you push them down the barrel instead of dragging it down the barrel. These you insert the cleaning rods down at this end. Okay. I hope that makes sense. I usually, with these, with a drag patch holder, I'll have the cleaning rods, and I insert them in the direction of travel of the bullet, but I go the opposite end first, as to where these, you think of it as an arrow, and you're pushing an arrow down the barrel in the direction of the bullet with a stab jag, and this is what snipers use. And it's a lot better at cleaning barrels. It's hard to get it in 223. Real easy to get in 308 and all the 30 calibers, because the 300 Win Mag, the the M24, all those sniper weapon systems, the SAS, snipers use stab jags for them, and there's a high demand for stab jags in those calibers because you got a lot of precision weapons are in 30 caliber. But I like to use it on my H bar. After a while, when that carbon copper foul that solvent has eaten at the copper fouling and all that shit, then I'll start rubbing patches through there, and I always use a stab jag because a stab jag is more it cleans it better in my opinion. But you also notice though it takes a lot of force with a stab jag to push that through the barrel, and that's just it cleaning it better. You'll notice my rods are brass. That's because brass is really soft. It's not hard enough to scratch other metals, and I don't want the old standard military cleaning rods scratching up my barrel. I've got these in here. They're just kind of collecting dust, really. Well, I'll use them on my close quarters, my M4, but I won't use them on my H bar, on my M16. It's a precision weapon. When you clean the barrel, it needs to be very attention to detail. Don't fuck around. You gotta be careful what you're doing. Bolt cleaning type things, right? These are Otis, and they're really cool because on one end you can have a flathead scraper like that. It's real good for cleaning off the face of the bolt, right? And then on the other end you got a pick, okay? And then on here you got a scraper that's at an angle, and then you got a straight pick, okay? And then also with cleaning the bolt, a lot of people have issues with the back end of the bolt right here. It collects a lot of carbon right there. Most cleaning rods though, this is the trick with cleaning this end of the bolt. Most cleaning rods are the exact same angle of that turn. So just stick a cleaning rod against it, hold it tight, and turn the bolt like this. Turn the bolt like this, right? And that takes all the carbon off of that. That way the bolt will seat in the bolt carrier really good, and the firing pin has less distance to travel to strike the primer of the round. And that will increase reliability when you do that. With the inside of the bolt, right, you got this scraper here, but I've got a scraper on a cleaning rod, on a double female-ended cleaning rod, to where I can get in here deep and scrape all this shit out in a circular motion. So when the firing pin sits in there, it now has less distance to travel to strike the primer of the round, and that'll increase reliability. So that's cleaning rods and bolt cleaning things. For optics, I use, once again, Otis. I love the Otis shit. Cleaning solution for my lenses. You also, with ARs, you want to have a spare parts kit. There's a lot of different springs in here. You can get a spare parts kit from Cheaper Than Dirt for 30 bucks, and I've got everything I need in here. There's look at that. Every spring inside the AR, an extra firing pin. I've got a broken shell extractor. I've got trigger springs, gas fucking rings, all types of shit that can go wrong, and a bag full of extractors. You want to get extractors are the first thing to go wrong on here. Out of all these spare parts, the only thing I've actually had to use are on my work M4. One time in Afghanistan, I actually used a spare extractor, and I've used a spare extractor on this M4 as well when it wore out. That's time.